So today I'm starting a 3-day food fast, a 3-day solid food fast. This is something that I have done for the past 5 or 6 years as my health problems have at one point kind of defined my life, but I found that the 3-day fasting from solid foods really seems to help by rebooting my immune system, possibly. There's been quite a bit of scientific research on that phenomena, the ability to kill off old, bad red blood cells and then force your body to make new blood cells that are functioning better. I'll try to describe some of my symptoms, although they're mysterious to me and I still don't really understand them sometimes. My eyes feel scratchy when I'm getting sick. My muscles feel tight and as if I had worked out the day before very hard, but I usually had not worked out. Joints are stiff and achy, and the biggest problem is severe fatigue, to the point where I only feel okay if I'm sitting on my butt doing nothing. Now, for many years, this to me was demoralizing because I thought I was lazy. But the fact is that when I have energy, I can't sit still and I want to work on projects and various things that I have going on. Basically, if I have energy, I'm always working. But what this sickness has done for me is made me slow down to the point where I had to realize that I could not force my body to keep working, or else a lot of times my symptoms just get worse to the point where I have not been able to get out of bed sometimes at the worst times, the worst manifestations of whatever this is. My current theory is that it is some kind of autoimmune disorder because I seem to get sick when somebody else in the family is sick with a cold or flu or just various things. I many times will get sick before the other person gets sick, and then I will have my normal symptoms plus the symptoms of the person who's sick. So I think my immune response is strange and different than it used to be when I was younger, and different than most people probably. This could definitely be related to blood-brain barrier problems. Another symptom that I forgot to mention is gastrointestinal upset. My stomach is gurgling horribly. I have trouble sleeping. I've always been a bad sleeper. Good sleep is hard for me to find. But when I'm sick, it seems like I can hardly sleep at all, even though that's what my body needs more than anything else. So today, my eyes feel scratchy. I do not have much energy. I'm breathing breathing is a chore, like it's work to keep breathing. Gastrointestinal trouble. Hardly slept at all last night. And I do home renovations as my main gig, and so it becomes painful and hard to the point of ridiculousness. Some days when I'm really sick and I'm trying to renovate a house, it becomes hellish. So I've had to take measures to keep myself in better health. And the best thing I've found so far is 3-day fasting. I have done a 5-day fast, and that was a bit too much for me. I did not enjoy that. It was not as fun. 3-day fasts are not so bad at all anymore. I allow myself coffee, of course, and I allow myself juice, and I allow myself bone broth, things that the body might easily digest. So I'm giving my whole digestive system a break. And typically by the second day, my symptoms will just go away. And my energy will continue to rise on the second day. Typically on the third day, my energy is dropping because I don't have enough food anymore, enough energy in my system. So then by the fourth day, I'm starting to eat again and I feel good. It took a series of these fasts to really knock out the sickness, whatever it is, to the point where I could have a normal job again. I did not work for 2 or 3 years for someone else. I worked for myself building our tiny house, and I'll make another video about that. But I was not able to work for other people because I could never predict when I would be able to have enough energy to work and to complete a job. But I'm thankful now that after a series of 3-day fasts, probably 5 to 10 per year in the last couple years, it has basically knocked out the sickness to the point where it's manageable and I can have a normal job, it seems. However, it does rear its ugly head every once in a while, and then I typically will try a 3-day fast to make myself great again. And it fits with the poor man philosophy, because what better way to save money than to not eat, to not have to buy food, to not have to buy calories. It's a very cheap way to fix myself, tongue-in-cheek, kind of funny. But also, fasting has some other interesting things that happen for you, such as there's definitely spiritual elements that are helpful, that are talked about in the Bible. There are definitely psychological benefits that I've noticed. My brain definitely starts to work differently and many times better during or after a fast. And you have a lot of space. We forget how much time and energy we give to preparing meals and thinking about food and wanting food, and so just to take that away for 3 days has been an interesting experiment for me and has helped me physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And it does not cost a lot of money, so I would highly recommend it if you want to make yourself great again. So I've been fasting, and this is still day 1 of my 3-day fast. I've been fasting all night since last night's supper around 6 or 7. So all night, and now it is 1 o'clock the next day. No major changes. I have hunger pangs every once in a while. Just a quick pang, fleeting, and it's gone. So far I have only drank a lot of water and coffee. So far so good. So it's been a full night and almost a full day. It's about 7 o'clock. No, it's about 6 o'clock. My first full day of a solid food fast. Definitely feeling a little spacey in the head. Just a little, not too bad. Went shopping today. Didn't have much trouble. But cognition is a little slower than usual. So I need to think a little harder about driving and doing things. Hunger pangs just when I smell something, only when I smell other food that other people are eating. And even then it passes quickly. So I'm having a little bit of bone broth. I found this bone broth at Walmart. It's Sam's Choice Organic Bone Broth. and it's something nice and warm and salty. Makes me feel a little better. Gives me something good for the tummy. Something to make my stomach lining great again. Hopefully. Well, it's the end of the first night here on my 3-day fast. End of the first night on the 3-day fast. And I'm feeling okay. Feeling pretty good. Not really very hungry. Not having a lot of fun. It's not fun to not eat. Having something crunchy in your mouth and something nice in your belly is fun. But over the years, you kind of get used to this feeling of something being missing. Something's missing and life's gonna go on, In the next few days or so, that missing thing won't be missing anymore, and life will return to normal. So I'm just doing something a little different for a few days, and it's not that horrible. It's not fun, it's not great, but it's not as bad as we might think. This is the second morning of my food fast. Feeling pretty good. Woke up feeling pretty normal. Energy levels normal. Not hungry at all. Zero hunger. Enjoying my poor man's coffee. And looking forward to tomorrow evening when I can start eating some food again. And it'll be a joyous celebration because we have some members of our little church coming over. We're gonna have a feast together. So that's how I get to break my fast, which is such a blessing. And I didn't even really plan it. Oh, another benefit of fasting is it does really help you enjoy food more, because to be without it and then to be able to have it again is something. It's about 3 o'clock on the second day of my solid food fast, and I'm not having so much fun right now. I feel empty, hungry, low energy, got a little bit of a headache. Just had some beef broth, and I'm looking forward to enjoying some food again. Okay, it is the evening of the second day. It's about 9 o'clock, and I am not feeling good. Not much energy, headache. I kind of feel like I have a flu, but people talk about the fasting flu, where you feel like you have the flu, but it's not really the flu. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be able to eat again. Yes, this cat is meowing desperately at me for some reason. I'm not talking to her. I'm not paying any attention to her. She's meowing at me. I don't know why. Good night. So it's the third day of my solid food fast. I've had some bone broth, a lot of water. My brain's not working too well right now because it's the third day of no food. Bone broth, water, coffee. I definitely had coffee, and a tiny bit of wine maybe. And now I'm going to begin to slowly break my 3-day fast with a poor man's shake. If you haven't seen that video, it's made of some blueberries and some kale and some turmeric and ginger and half a banana and kefir. And I've got a whole video showing you more about how to make that. So I'm taking a sip of my poor man's green smoothie. First food for 3 days. This is the third day, and I'm beginning to slowly break the fast. We're gonna have a bunch of friends over tonight and have a big feast of tacos. So I want to make sure my stomach is ready to receive all that goodness. And there's something else I wanted to say, but my brain is still not quite functioning normally. Something about rebooting your immune system. I'll try to have a link to the scientific studies that have linked rebooting your immune system with the 3-day fast. Apparently it kills off the old red blood cells that are damaged, that aren't doing a good job fighting off contagion, and then it forces your bone marrow to make new and better red blood cells that will be more effective for your immune system. So it seems to have been working for me. This 3-day fast was harder than many others that I've done. I had a lot of headaches, low energy, something else, and I can't remember. Headaches, low energy, and headaches, low energy, and the words just are not coming to me. Headaches, low energy, shaky, a little shaky. But I trust that it's gonna be worth it, and it's gonna help me to be healthier in the future. So if you're somebody who struggles with chronic sickness of some kind, or possibly struggles with autoimmune problems, you may want to look into a 3-day fast. However, I'm not an expert, and this is to be taken with many grains of salt. It seems to help me, and I hope that it can help some of you, but I don't know much of anything. So there you have it. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'm going to enjoy my taco dinner very much tonight.